Okay, so we are in Seattle. It's raining, surprise, because I was in my hotel room and it's just horrible audio there. And I thought that maybe I should just walk out real quick and record this video here. And immediately started raining, of course. Big surprise. But so we're here for OpenSearchCon, great open source search engine, fork of Elasticsearch. And it's good friends of ours, and there's going to be a OpenSearch output actually coming that is going to work where you can forward data from Nzyme into search engines, into SIMs, into log management systems, and OpenSearch is going to be the first target of that, so I used this opportunity, showed up here in Seattle. Great conference, super cool, there's more to come with that. This video though is because alpha.4 is coming out, and this is the third alpha release. There was a little bit of a hiccup in the middle where alpha.2 turned into alpha.3 because there was an immediate bug in it. But that one's coming out now. That's available for download. And one of the big changes in that one is that we're going to be supporting Wi-Fi 6E. It turns out, so we thought that should be really easy, because for Nzyme it doesn't really matter if you are using the 2.4 gigahertz, the 2 gigahertz band, or if you use the 5 gigahertz band. So we thought, you know what, adding the 6 gigahertz band, how much is that going to change? It turns out it changes a lot, because not only are those so many additional channels that the way we interacted with Netlink didn't work anymore, which is the way that we instruct the Linux kernel to change the channels and the Wi-Fi channels of the Wi-Fi adapters. So that broke. But on top of that, it turns out that for Wi-Fi 6, the channel numbers were reused. And I believe I know why, but it's still annoying, because that means that channel 1 can now, depending on which band you're on, this can be a frequency in 2.4 gigahertz, or it can also be a frequency in 6 gigahertz. And Nzyme was not prepared for that. So tons of work went into that, but now we support Wi-Fi 6E. So if you have Wi-Fi 6E, if you have an adapter that supports Wi-Fi 6E in monitor mode, please go ahead and try that out. God, I gotta reposition that. So you can also collect that kind of data and let us know if that works or not. So far our tests work really well, but we'd be super interested to see how that works for you. On top of that, this release also comes with the first iteration of the DAuth analysis. Going to be super simple for this version, but now DAuth data is being collected, and the following releases are going to build on top of that. So what you're going to see in this one is not going to be close to what the final implementation of that's going to look like, but it's a start, and you're going to start to collect that data as well, which is really good. Go to GitHub and search for DAuth, the deauthentication disassociation. You're going to find a ticket that has the whole plan for that. If you want to dive a little deeper into that and kind of get an overview of what's coming. Then also you can now define your custom, so your own Wi-Fi bandits. In previous versions, those were hard-coded, meaning that we ship with a bunch of bandits or attack platforms that we can detect automatically out of the box. You can now define your own. If you have something that you fingerprinted that you would like to be alerted on, if that appears in your Wi-Fi environment, you can do that now. And then on top of that also, for the signal track detection, oh god, now there's planes also flying above me. This is a big learning experience. The signal track detection is using standard parameters that define how Nzyme is trying to isolate signal tracks off access points. That works pretty well in general, but sometimes you want to tune that to make sure that these signal tracks are always detected right. So you can do that now. If you're an organization administrator, you will see a new button, or a super administrator, you're going to see a new button, and it's right under the signal track waterfall chart, where you see the signal characteristics of an access point. So you can click on modifying those parameters, and you get a little form. You can do that, it updates immediately, so you can play around with those if for whatever reason the default parameters for that should not work as well as they should. And then it's always tons of smaller improvements, bunch of bug fixes, and the work on Alpha 0.5 is starting right now. Like I said, there's going to be more stuff coming in the deauth direction, and I think we're getting close to starting to add the first things when it comes to Ethernet data collection as well. And then on the side, there's a bunch of work happening on the prototypes for the output system. And I think you saw on Twitter and Mastodon and LinkedIn, you saw some screenshots of that. So that's going to keep on going. On the side, it's unclear in which alpha release that's going to make it. But right now, data is already flowing from Nzyme into OpenStream. So that's a pretty good start, I think. I think it stopped raining. And so I think I'm going to make my way back and probably grab a beer and dry. So please, try out Alpha 0.4. It's ready. It's on GitHub. Blog post is out. And then join our Discord and let us know if something doesn't work. It's an alpha release, something might not work. So thank you so much. I'll see you online.